What's up, everyone? We've got huge news for NTE today as we just got our very first official look at the version 1.3 characters. Following tons of community speculation, the devs have officially dropped the drip marketing for both Zankou and Linko, confirming the next line of banners right after Shinku and Iroy. Honestly, these two already look absolutely incredible. Fresh details just surfaced regarding their kits, gameplay mechanics, and basic profiles. In today's video, we're breaking down everything we know so far, while discussing their potential account value and whether you should start saving your pulls for them. And real quick before we jump in, if you want to stay ahead of the curve on all things NTE, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and toggle those notifications. The second that 1.3 beta info starts dropping, I'll be breaking it all down right here on the channel. But alright, let's not waste a single second. Let's get straight into it. Let's start off with the massive news that just shook the community. The official drip marketing has finally dropped, locking in two highly anticipated characters. If we look closely at the current patch timeline, version 1.3 is projected to launch around August 19th, provided the developers maintain their standard update cycle. This schedule places Zankou as our confirmed first phase banner star, while Linko, who was revealed right afterward, is set to take the spotlight during the second phase. Having this definitive timeline, Zankou in Phase 1 and Linko in Phase 2, is an absolute game changer for planning out your premium currency, especially while we are still navigating the current banners featuring Shinku and Iroy. For the free-to-play players in the community, this early roadmap is exactly what you need to budget your pulls wisely, because the upcoming 1.3 lineup introduces playstyles that look radically different from what we are experiencing in the 1.2 update. Now that we have established the official timeline and confirmed these two upcoming units, it is time to look deeper into the leaks, rumors, and early details surrounding their actual kits, combat mechanics, and character profiles. To make sense of it all, I'm going to break down each character individually to see how they might completely shift the meta. We have to start our deep dive with Zankou, who is easily generating the most hype right now, because she is transitioning from an intimidating boss fight into a fully playable character, which is just mind-blowing. Anyone who has been thoroughly following the main story will immediately recognize her as a prominent member of the Scarlet Letter faction. She has crossed paths with our main character, Zero, on multiple occasions, and quickly cemented herself as one of the most memorable and striking figures in the entire narrative. For her official release, the developers have sleekly updated her character model and confirmed that she will debut as an S-rank incantation attribute character representing the Scarlet faction, leading the charge for the version 1.3 Phase 1 banner. While the developers have kept their official footage close to their chest, meaning we do not have confirmed skill animations, specific roles, or raw gameplay clips just yet, the theory crafting community is already flooded with massive speculation regarding how she will play. The most striking detail right out of the gate is her element, as the incantation attribute stands out as one of the most underrepresented and rarest elements in the entire game right now. That unique trait alone makes Zankou an incredibly attractive pull, and the community strongly anticipates that she will step into the role of a hyper-powerful main damage dealer. Early predictions suggest she will act as a dedicated carry, but instead of mirroring Shinku's burst-heavy playstyle, she will likely carve out a unique niche as a reaction-focused DPS centered around complex incantation elemental interactions. There is also a strong possibility that Zankou might integrate powerful debuffs directly into her combat loop. We could see a kit that allows her to mark targets, shred enemy defenses, amplify incoming reaction damage, and open up entirely new team archetypes, which would drastically boost her overall pull value. For the time being, the consensus points to her being a hybrid damage dealer and debuffer, rather than a traditional defensive support or a dedicated healer. Unlike a character like Iroy, who functions as a pure utility support, Zankou is shaping up to be a selfish main DPS meant to drive your team's offensive output, while applying pressure to enemies, making her a massive focal point for the Phase 1 meta. Shifting our focus to the second phase of the 1.3 update, let's talk about Linko, who also received a fantastic visual redesign that caught everyone off guard. Dropping right after Zankou's reveal, Linko is a character that veterans of the community have been eagerly anticipating ever since her brief appearances in the game's earliest promotional trailers. The official drip marketing has confirmed that she commands the anima attribute and operates as a key member of the ATD6 faction, locked in for the Phase 2 banner slot. Currently, a massive portion of the player base strongly believes that Linko will introduce the game's very first dedicated summoner playstyle, largely due to the mysterious ghost entity seen floating alongside her in prior cinematic trailers. Incorporating this entity into her active gameplay would give her a completely distinct identity, allowing her to summon an autonomous partner to fight on the field alongside your active team. Alternatively, given her anima attribute, there is a strong chance she leans heavily into a supportive role, especially since the anima element already boasts incredibly powerful synergy with existing support mechanics. This means Linko could potentially bring a stacked toolkit featuring team-wide buffs, passive healing, crowd control, and unique anomaly status effects to the table. From a pure account progression standpoint, this would be massive news because highly versatile support characters historically age much better than pure damage dealers, keeping their value high for multiple patches. However, looking at all the evidence, her most probable role will be a dynamic sub-DPS that blends autonomous summon damage with team utility, creating a hybrid offensive support similar to some of the most flexible units we currently use. When we sit back and look strictly at long-term account value based on the speculation we have today, Linko might actually hold the competitive edge simply because she promises utility, off-field damage, and team synergy. This preference is not necessarily because she boasts higher raw numbers, but because utility-focused units naturally enjoy a much longer shelf life in the meta before experiencing power creep. We all know that while a main DPS like Shinku feels absolutely amazing right now, the developers will inevitably release another shiny damage dealer down the line to compete with her, whereas strong supports like Iroy maintain their tier list dominance for the foreseeable future. Because of this dynamic, choosing between the 1.3 banners feels incredibly similar to the choice players are making in the current patch between pulling for a raw damage dealer or securing a flexible sub-DPS support. Ultimately, your choice is going to come down to personal aesthetic preference and whatever gaps you currently need to fill on your roster. Interestingly enough, the rumor mill is already moving past the next patch, as we are starting to hear massive waves of discussion surrounding the version 1.4 update. One of the biggest names currently floating around the leaks is Blackbird, a character we previously analyzed in our long-term roadmap discussions. We are now seeing early signs that her debut might be locked in for 1.4, meaning that saving your resources now and skipping the entirety of the 1.3 patch could actually be a highly viable strategy if you want to guarantee her on your account. I want to hear your thoughts on this situation down in the comments, especially considering we have a playable boss coming as an S-rank incantation unit in Phase 1, followed by a highly unique anima summoner in Phase 2. Let me know exactly who you are planning to pull for. Whether you are spending your currency on the current 1.2 banners, skipping for 1.3, or holding out for the future. If you found this breakdown helpful and enjoyed the discussion, please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all your notifications so you never miss a single piece of breaking NTE news. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the very next video.